good afternoon, dear IT partners and remote sensing friends. Welcome to the 10th International Conference called Planet Care for Space from Cagliari. We are here, Sardinia, after the 2020 out for COVID. But we are very proud to the new conference. My name is Livio Rossi. I'm one of the old founders of IT since 1986. And really, I changed 4 companies along these 36 years, but always maintaining strictly this family that collect different competence, experiences, expectations, like a kaleidoscope. And I can say that is a never boring group. After a technical discussion, I can assure that a bottle of wine made better too. And the smile are always open. Come in our association and check. First of all, let me thank you to the organization, Maria Teresa Melis and Maria Antonietta Dessena, who spent their competence and passion for this event, the entire board of IT, and all of you, dear friends. We have contributed. The focus is geo-environmental hazard and climate change, but all the Earth observation application will be covered, and the colleagues will go through in the agenda in a few minutes. Few words about the situation. So when I was young, I remember that geographical information was only descriptive, sometimes statistic. Someone can help me to remember. So cultivation, landslide, erosion, deforestation were only percentage, or indication, generic. This has meant for decades no efficient intervention, or worse, rain subsidies without any kind of control capability, waste of resources, mine, your resources, maybe of your parents, but it's a waste of resources. That was an alibi for politicians and decision makers. When remote sensing techniques raised, the geographic protection started to change, fortunately. So we often receive this question: what is the current remote sensing situation? When the first Landsat spotter years began to circulate in 35, 36 years ago, up to the early 90s, we have been receiving continuously questions about what we could actually do with remote sensing. And then a long list, maybe often useless, but it was very important. At the end of the 90 years, Earth observation was gradually seen like the solution of a territorial problem through algorithm or automatic classification for solve any kind of needs of the user. It was not true, obviously, but it was still important again. Later on, our technology has been considered an important component of artificial intelligence procedures, analytics, big data treatments, and so on. The GRO technology, more or less. And now something has changed because the pandemic social situation and the growing visible effects of climate change are generating a new political and social awareness. We can think to the plans of recovery, resilience, and national and European, but worldwide, which is giving back to us, scientists, operator, administrator, up to simple citizens, the consciousness of what are the real priorities. And you know the answer. Protect and safeguard our health and the health of the planet, and continue to provide human species with its livelihood. I repeat, with its livelihood for all. So, dear friend, bring back our mission, offer tools, powerful tools, to anyone who want to reach this goal. Protect and exploit and protect. Together, always together, in a correct manner to consolidate an accessible application. I repeat, accessible application, not in my institution, not in my pocket. So finally, my wish for this new conference can make it has grown in collecting, mapping, measuring, calculating all the sustainable and unsustainable, sustainable and unsustainable situation in any world portion. Please, dear friends, continue to diffuse remote sensing geoinformation culture, also to politicians, managers, and decision makers for a better, correct, and more democratic distribution of resources and knowledge. I knowledge that the I knowledge must be continued to be diffused by our association. So enjoy this conference. Thank you. After this few words of that introduction, we can ask to our colleagues to say some words for the opening session. So, and Mr. Antonio Funedda from the Department of Chemical and Geological Science, University of Cagliari. Please, Antonio.
Okay, goodbye to everyone. I am the director of the Department of Chemical and Geological Science of Cagliari, and also on behalf of the rector of the University of Cagliari, is Professor Francesco Mola. We are very pleased to welcome you for attending the AIT International Conference. Yeah, we know that today remote sensing can no longer be considered a young branch of knowledge, but is a mature branch of knowledge. And but is still growing rapidly, and its applications are becoming more and more numerous. Yes, for my kind of research in inner science, but not only in inner science. And for this reason, for example, we included the teaching of remote sensing, the master's degree of geological science in Cagliari, because we think that scientific and technological innovation is one of the cornerstones on which the University of Cagliari is building its future. And scientific and technological innovation are intrinsic with the remote sensing. We, as Livio Rossi said before me. And so we really appreciate the program also of this conference, with a range from several kinds of knowledge on the planet, but not only on the planet, also on the spaces that are new frontier of knowledge for us. And so also on behalf of the rector, I'm thankful to the AIT team of this conference to choosing Cagliari as the conference venue, and in particular to Teresa Melis, a teacher in our department on geomatic and remote sensing, and also to Antonietta Dessena, that's often collaborate with us and with the researcher of our department. And I don't want to take you too much time or the valuable time, but I want to say just that we are proud and enthusiastic in hosting this event in Cagliari, also, even if unfortunately in virtual mode. But we hope you could visit our town and Sardinia Islands in the next future, not only to appreciate our real lives, but also to appreciate our way to make science. So welcome to everybody.
Thank you, Antonio. Thank you for your words. Now, Roberto Meloni from the Water Authority Agency, ENAS, from Sardinia. Roberto, thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Roberto Meloni, Dam Manager in ENAS, that is the water management agency in Sardinia. For ENAS, it's very important to attend the AIT conference because the focus of our activity is water. And as you know, the terms of sustainable use and correct use of water, resilience to water stress, the fight against the change of climate in our region, and the desertification in the Mediterranean region are terms that are very close and strongly connected to the terms of this conference. Tomorrow there will be a special panel from ENAS about the Prime Water project, where ENAS is working together with other important companies from different countries, and that will be described by my colleague Antonietta Dessena. But ENAS is here especially to learn and to exchange experiences and knowledge and tools that I think will be very useful for our activity and to increase our knowledge about a correct use of water management. In order to contrast again the negative effect of climate change that is very important also for our island. It's very impressive. I see the list of participants. It's very impressive. I think the high number of participants at the conference, and I think that for us that will be very important to reinforce, not only to reinforce our friendship, but also to create a scientific and technological network for future projects, collaboration, so on these thematics. So good work, enjoy the conference, hoping maybe to meet us all together in Sardinia as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Roberto. I see here, in fact. So now a few words from Massimo Vanzi, Aerospace Delegate, Università of Cagliari. Massimo, it's up to you.
Here I am, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. I don't know. It depends on the place where you are connecting from. Let me welcome you on behalf of the rector of the University of Cagliari too, and personally to this 10th International Conference of the Italian Society of Remote Sensing, whose title, Planet Care from Space, speaks of space. Space has a specific relevance for Sardinia, our island, and also for our university. Let me explain. The Sardinian government has explicitly included space as one of the 6 pillars in its smart specialization strategy. It's a strategic program for the next years. On its side, the University of Cagliari has created, since a couple of years, the specific role of the rectoral delegate for aerospace, that's me in this period, for paying special attention to the space-related initiatives, cooperation, and results. In the past 2 years, despite of the pandemic, Sardinian space research got popular because of the big radio telescope in San Basilio. It has been included in the worldwide deep space antenna network for looking from Earth to sky and supporting the next interplanetary missions, in particular towards the Moon and Mars. It is then, in my opinion, in my feeling, even elegant in terms of symmetry that your conference brings the other half of the sky to Sardinia. It is that sky that looks from space to Earth, and for which you try to tell us how to preserve our food. So, waiting you in person and not virtually in this Cagliari, let me wish you a nice conference. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Massimo, for your introduction. Now we go through the agenda of the conference. So I pass the floor to Antonietta Dessena for her speech.
Is ready? Mi sentite? So, dear colleagues and friends, good afternoon, and thanks to attend on this international conference, which brought together expert, researcher, users, students on international scale. As you can see on the site, the program of the conference is very rich, and you can find in these 3 days different opportunities to share events like open session, oral and poster presentations, special session about the water, the sea, the volcanoes, the archaeology, and a special participation supported by Women in Aerospace, Europe, Rome local group that speak about the presence of the woman in this spatial society. We have the honor to guest 2 invited sessions. In the first day, new hyperspectral mission and their application by European Spatial Agency Italian Spatial Agency, and German Aerospace Center. In the second day, by Italian Spatial Agency, on the theme of present and future of Cosmos Sky mission, supported by IGEOS. We are very grateful for this participation. Moreover, during the conference, 5 free courses will drive the participant through the topic of the conference, some of which after the panel presentations to better understand some applications showed, like fresh water in the case of prime water project, or volcans or archaeology. 12 parallel panel, open and special, and 73 remote sensing experiences will be shown during the works on different aspects of the environment and human hazard: water, volcans, geology, archaeology, forestry, and so on. In particular, the last panel presents the fire risk that in this summer, as you say, generated a big environmental disaster. 45 contributions take part on the second volume of the IT series, just published, that you can find in the IT website that Titi after can show you. In the second day also will be presented a poster station, very interesting, because enriched by video and images of all the work presented. So many thanks also of all the supporters. And please, Titi, my collaboration in this organization, continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Antonietta. Thank you for this huge description of this very rich program. Now, Maria Teresa, it's up to you.
Thank you, Livio. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, only one moment. Thank you, Livio, and thank you, Maria Antonietta. I should like to thank you specifically, Maria Antonietta, for the support and for the works, the hard works that we done during the summer. We was together and we begin together and we are together now. I should like to thank you, Livio, to be here with us more. And a special thank you to the companies that support this event. The possibility to involve the companies is very important for us because this conference is dedicated to the future, to the young people, to the students, and to the future. And we will find the future technologies in the, okay, sorry. The full screen, maybe. So it's better? Okay. I don't know if there is some issue. Okay, that is better.
No, just.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for this little issue, but I'm not be able to use the computer, so it's the first time that I use a computer. And okay, thank you. And here you see all the companies and all the projects that support this this conference. And here you see better, in particular, the Italian Special Agency, IGEOS, ALA, ESR Italia, and Microgeo are the main supporters of this conference. And and as Maria Antonietta told before, we are very happy to announce the publication of the second volume of the papers that have been produced for this conference. They are all original papers, so it's very, very interesting. They are very, very interesting. And this volume is divided in 7 parts, 7 sessions, and you can find 45 contributions. So it's a nice number, a high number of papers about forest fire, geohazard, marine remote sensing, monitoring forest health, new remote sensing tools, urban health from they are interesting, and you will see the oral or poster presentations in you will find oral and poster presentation into this volume. And I thank you all participants and all the people that will be with us in these 3 days. Thank you. A special thank you to Antonio Funedda, Massimo Vanzi, and Roberto Meloni to be here for this opening session, and Livio Rossi to be with us. Thank you.
Very happy to be here.
Okay, and we can start. Okay. First panel of this conference, of this international conference, and this special panel is organized by Mirko Boschetti and Andrea Taramelli, that involved European Space Agency, like Italian Space Agency, like European Space Agency, and German Space Agency. And this is the first part of this special session. The second part will be dedicated to hyperspectral prisma sensor. So I think that we begin with a very, very new tools, new data, and new application in remote sensing. And I leave the floor to Mirko. So Mirko, if you want to begin, free. Stop share.